afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Pictou for Game 2. It's the Maritime Major Girls Hockey League Nova Scotia Championship Series, trying to determine who will represent the province over at Lynx and Eastern PEI later this month. The Selects took care of business last night over here in Hector, defeating the Cape Breton Lynx by a score of 8-1. Hallie Rose McLean had 4 goals and 2 assists to lead the way, as she has done all season long, but Game 2 should tell a different story. The Lynx are looking to bounce back and even the series at once, heading back to Cape Breton for next weekend. We'll see both goalies in the net once again, same ones that started Game 1, Ellie Power, number 31 for Cape Breton, and Amy Field, number 1 for the Northern Subway Selects. Warm-up just concluded here at a busy day at the Hector Arena. There's a minor hockey tournament going on as well. Plenty of great hockey being played over here in Pictou as the week's U18 majors on the boys' side defeated the Steel Subaru last night over at the Pictou County Wellness Center. They're heading back to the Phil Herod Cup Finals against the Halifax Max. That will get started next week. Before we get going here, take a look at the head-to-head matchup from the regular season stats. So the Subways went 5-0 against the Lynx over in the regular season. And of course they beat them last night, so 6-0 overall. Hallie Rose McLean led the charge with 68 points in the regular season. Ava Landry had 41 for Cape Breton. Landry did not get on the score sheet last night. They're looking for her to get going here in Game 2 if they want to tie up the series. The triple M line for the Selects, McLean, McCackern, and McCaddy will start off for the Subway Selects, while McCackern, Brown, and McNeil will start off for the Lynx. It's Game 2 here in Hector. McNeil versus Hallie Rose McLean for the opening draw. And we are ready to get going here now. And there we go, puck drop. That's a bit of a delayed start as the game before ran a bit long, but we're ready to go here. Just past 12:25 local time for the opening puck drop for the game that was scheduled for noon. As Vickers will pluck the puck off the wall. Vickers goes D to D for Gabriel. Gabriel through the middle. Here comes Brown. Brown's shot will go into the glove of Field. That'll be our first whistle. 28 seconds in. Face-off will be inside of the select zone. Take a look at the top scores for the Lynx in the postseason. Ava Landry, a goal and 3 assists for 4 points. The Lynx have not had a lot of scoring in the postseason. They've been heavily relying on Ellie Power, their goaltender, as she stole the series in Game 1 over in the round 1 rather, against the Lindsay Surge, coming up clutch with over 40 saves a game. 1.125 goals against average in the first round. She led in 8 last night, but looking to bounce back as she gets to start once again. So getting some confidence shown from the head coach, Robin LeBlanc. There's a shot from the blue line that will go wide off the stick of Carly Boyle. As Albie advanced through center. Selects have it. Here's Gritton. Gritton can't get into the zone cleanly. She's met there at the blue line, and she'll get it right back, and this time we're able to get it in deep. There's the first touch for Ellie Power off the dump in. That's going to be chipped off the glass by the Lynx looking to clear. Puck is bouncing on the blue line, as that will be corralled by Cape Breton. Here comes Morel. She'll get the line and send it in deep. Lynx go for a change. That's going to be kept in at the line by Vickers, but that will bounce into the Selects bench. Take a look at their top scores. Hallie Rose McLean and Anna MacArthur both with 10 points. MacArthur 7 assists, Hallie Rose with 7 goals, so you can tell those two have been connecting all postseason long and all regular season long as well. MacArthur scored the overtime game-winning goal in Game 5 last series to send their team to this point. She's had an unbelievable postseason. And of course, Hallie Rose, no different as well. She picked up 4 goals yesterday and 2 assists for 6 points. That's going to be dumped in deep at the line by Layla Burris. Burris had 2 goals yesterday for the Selects. That'll make its way down low. Here is McLean. McLean up to the line for Burris. Burris will play it back in deep for Hallie Rose. She gets tangled up down low. Comes free. Here's MacArthur. MacArthur looking to get away from the defender. She'll get nudged to the wall. Puck played up to the line. Here's a shot from distance. Rebounds there. Just sent wide out the point shot. Hit his shin pad on the way through. Puck in the corner. Here is Hallie Rose. Nice dangle. Shot will go wide past the far post. That's going to be kept in at the opposite boards. Worked into the zone by Lexi McIntyre. Played back up top for McLean. McLean kind of fumbled it there at the blue line. She'll find McCaddy. Back for McLean. One time will go wide of the net. Here's MacArthur in the corner. As we're 3 minutes into game number 2 here in Hector. I'll come off the wall. Here's McLean. She'll work it in deep. It's going to be intercepted by Andrews. Chance the other way. Here comes Cape Breton. As Paracha in the forecheck looking to find the loose puck, but McIntyre gets back on the defensive side. Selects have it now. They'll dump it in deep. And on the forecheck is McLeod for the Selects. That's going to be played up the wall. Here's Brown. Brown will play it through center. Intercepted. Good back check from Francis McDonald. That'll come free for the Lynx. Sent on goal. Field will use her stick to fuck that in the corner. That's going to be played to the line. That will be kept in at the blue line by Danny Ray McGinnis. She gets an ovation from her bench. Puck will bounce off the stick of Brown. She gets it right back. Here comes Julia Brown. Will drop it back for Gabriel. Gabriel will collect the puck in her own zone. Gets by the forecheck. Chips it up ahead. As Gabriel lifts the stick on the offensive side. Gets the puck in deep. Here's a pass up top. Landry shot off the blocker. Rebounds there. That will be blocked in front. Good look there for McNeil. Looking to open the scoring here in game 2. Here's a slap shot from Gabriel. Will go well wide of the net. Rebound in the corner. As we're 4.5 minutes into game 2. Good pace to start things off. Here's Sean Richards. Richards had a good game yesterday on the defensive side of the puck. She was a key penalty killer for the Selects. As that will be dumped in by Vickers off the stick of Field. He's free in the corner. Back to retrieve it is Burris. Burris up through center. Looking for a teammate there. That was Vince, but couldn't get it to her. DD pass. Selects looking to get the puck out, and they will as Vickers finds it. Neutralized. Vickers over to Gabriel through center. As that'll be played in deep by Boyle. Or Austin, rather. Puck in the corner. You can't see the puck, though, because the guy with the cowboy hat is standing right in the way. I'll have to tell him to move in a moment. That will be passed through center of the ice. Deflected in the zone, so no icing. And on the forecheck of the Selects, here's Martin, but she couldn't corral it cleanly. Morel will work it up the wall. It's going to be chipped past the defender. That is Dwaron. Battle ensues in neutral ice. That's going to come free from McCaddy as the Triple M line comes back out there for the Selects. Here comes McIntyre. McIntyre will take it wide. Has it in the corner. McIntyre will try and wrap it through. Stop made. Rebound sent wide. Good little rush there from the defense McIntyre. Here's McLean. McLean will dish it off for Dwaron up top. Dwaron shot blocked on its way through. Play to the line. Here's Dwaron over to McIntyre. McIntyre shot up high. Blocked. Rebound. Scores. Ashton McCaddy finds the loose change and cashes in on the back door. It's 1-0 for the Selects. Great offensive zone pressure from their top line. McCaddy finishes it off. And it is 1-0 for the Northern Subway Selects. In game number 2, they draw first blood for the second consecutive game. So McIntyre and Hallie Rose McLean get the assist. So another point for Hallie Rose in this series. She had 6 yesterday, make it 7 now. Face-off will be inside the select zone after the icing. Puck is dropped. That'll be chipped up ahead. Back to retrieve it for the Lynx. That is Danielle McGinnis. McGinnis up through center. That'll be played back into the zone as McCackern got tangled up. Here's McNeil. McNeil over to McGinnis. That's going to be sent into the opposite corner off the dump in. Here's Morrell pinching through. Looking to play it towards the goal. McNeil finds it down low. It's going to be picked off by Gritton. Gritton couldn't clear. Here's McNeil again. McNeil through center for Brown. Brown's shot will be blocked on its way through the net. We're 7 minutes into game number 2. That shot will go wide. Here come the selects. MacArthur has it. Anna MacArthur through center. But that's going to be offside. So face-off will be in front of the penalty boxes at center ice. Bit of a weird setup for the benches, as you can see. They're directly aligned with each other on opposite sides of the ice. Puck is dropped. Here's Burris. She'll fall down to make the play on the dump-in. Vickers will go up the wall. Cape Breton looking to clear. Here's Landry. She'll take a spill. Lawan looking for it as Burris will pick her pocket at neutral ice. Vickers gets the turnover. Vickers up ahead for Landry. Landry in the corner, working it down low. Lawan looking for the puck behind the net. There's a dust up behind Fields' crease. That'll come free in the corner. Play to the line. Here's Gabriel. Gabriel will hesitate and eventually shoot a block. Rebound comes loose. Back for Gabriel up top. Gabriel trying to work it in deep. It's going to be picked off. Chance to the way, but McGinnis gets back to prevent a possible scoring chance. This is selects. Almost got caught with too many players on the ice. That'll be chipped in deep. There's a collision on the goal line. Landry finds the puck. Ava Landry will work it up ahead, and that'll be chipped in deep by McCackern for the Lynx as they'll go for a change. There's Dwara up through center as that'll be played in deep by Martin. Martin and Perush battling for the puck. There's a battle along the wall inside the Cape Breton zone. Vickers finds it. Vickers will go up the boards, up for Perush. She'll chip it through center. McIntyre back to retrieve it. Lexi McIntyre had 2 assists in game 1. She already has an apple here in the first period, so 3 points in the series so far. As Morrell will find it and dump it in deep. Lots of dumping and chasing. There's a turnover sent on goal. Is that one in? No. Kept out by Fields off the turnover. Great look in front. Lynx looking to tie the game. It was Cassie Cremo who got the pass in front as Fields was out of the net to play the puck. But she gets back just in time to keep it 1-0 for her team. Amy Field has not left the crease for the Selects this postseason. She's making her 7th consecutive start. Zowie played to the wall. Chipped up ahead. Here comes Hallie Rose McLean. McLean over to MacArthur. MacArthur's shot will go wide off the pad. That's a good look there from the top line. Here's a turnover. MacArthur! Save made. Rebound will go wide. Good look once again for the Selects top unit. There's a turnover. McLean over to MacArthur. Puck is bouncing. MacArthur gets it with her glove and shoots one and scores! McLean to MacArthur. It's 2-0. Great play from Anna MacArthur to catch that out of midair with her glove. Places it right in front of herself and beats power. Great poise for number 16 in blue. McLean, another assist make that 8 points in the series. 2 assists this afternoon. MacArthur from McLean. It's 2-0 here in Hector. Here comes Landry looking to respond for the Lynx. Landry's shot will go off the stick and over the net. The top line strikes again. For the Selects is a turnover. Landry can't work it into the slot. You got to give credit to the Selects line that's been shutting down the Landry line, led by Richards, Morrow, and Vint. You got to have those types of role players on your team if you want to go on a deep run. Here's Burris. Burris trying to work it through the center of the ice as we're halfway through the first period. As that'll be picked up by Jade Vickers. She'll look to lead the rush for Cape Breton as her pass will go off a stick. Here's McIntyre. McIntyre will throw it up the ice. It will bounce its way towards the Selects bench. Comes loose. Poked up ahead by Morrow. Here's Morel for Cape Breton. Morel up to the line. That's going to be intercepted and cleared down the ice by Morrow. Last player back is Connolly. That's Danny Ray McGinnis, rather. As McDonald gets it loose in the forward-check. Brooke McDonald will cycle it in deep. Here's McGinnis. Takes a hit in the corner. That will free up the puck. McDonald loses it. Here comes Maddie McEachran. Plays it over for McNeil. McNeil will take it wide towards the goal. McNeil's shot scores! No! That one stays out, according to the referee. No goal is the call, and I must correct myself as Lydia Mason is the goalie, not Amy Field, so my apologies to those watching. Number 31 who got the start, not number 1. It looked good from up here, but tough to say with the netting and stuff, but referees called it no goal. They were right there on the goal line. We'll have to watch the replay back at home to determine who scored that one. As they'll head to the referees out of the bench to give an explanation to Robin LeBlanc, the head coach. So once again, my apologies. Lydia Mason is starting, number 31. I believe this is their first start of the playoffs, so. So it looks like it's going to be no goal. So you can hear the boo birds come out on the Cape Breton side of the crowd. So it's still 2-0. Bit of controversy here just past the halfway point of the first period. That'll be a face-off, still in the select zone. As Selects have it now, here's Brooke McDonald looking to clear, as that will just get past the blue line. Gabriel will collect the puck, and that's going to be whistled down. So still 2-0. Shots 3-2 for the Selects. Top line back out there for the Northern Subway Selects. McNeil against McLean for the draw. Puck drop, DD pass. As that'll be sent in deep by Boyle. Boyle with a goal and 2 assists so far in the playoffs. It's going to be kept in at the blue line and sent towards the opposite corner. Chance for Cape Breton to clear. That'll be chipped off the glass. Boyle corrals it at center. Picked off. Here's Vickers. Nice move to get by McLean. Here comes Jade Vickers with the puck. Vickers takes it wide. Shot will go off the pad and into the corner. As that's going to be played back in deep by McEachran. Puck comes free for the Selects. That's going to be sent down the ice, and that will be an icing call. So we'll drop the puck 200 feet the other way. Face off the blocker side of Lydia Mason. If there's a one-timer off the face-off, that will just go wide of the net. Play to the line, that will get past Morel and go all the way down. Back to retrieve the puck is McGinnis for Cape Breton. Here's January McGinnis, out to Morel. Olivia Morel will advance the puck for Landry. Ava Landry through center. As that will be poked off of her stick as MacArthur gets taken down. That'll be a penalty on the play. That's me word back. Here's Burris. Delayed penalty call against Cape Breton. Burris still has it. She'll put the brakes on at center ice and send it down. And that will be an icing call, and that will stop play. And tripping is a signal from the referee. Olivia Morel takes the penalty. 7:01 to go in the first. Selects are up 2-0. They'll head to the power play. They're trying to figure out where that face-off will be. So they'll drop the puck in front of the Selects bench. Because it was an icing and a penalty, it's not all the way down, but it will be dropped to neutral ice on the Select side. Puck dropped. One back. Here's Burris. She'll take it back behind her own net as the Selects will restart the rush for this power play. Pass through center. Here comes Anna MacArthur. MacArthur will drag and shoot one that will go over the net and wide. Chance for Cape Breton to clear, and they will do so off the stick of Layla Austin. Mason out to play the puck. Leads it behind the net. Here's McIntyre. Lexi McIntyre works it in the corner, now behind the net. McIntyre wraps her way through around the zone. Up top for Dwaron. Back for McIntyre. McIntyre back up top. Here's Dwaron. Back for McIntyre at the top of the circle. McIntyre sends it down low for Burris. Burris gets tangled up in the corner. Played back up top for McIntyre. McIntyre over across to McLean. Hallie Rose McLean. 2 assists so far this game. Will circle around the zone. Shot will go through the screen and into the glove of Ellie Power. And that will be a whistle. 6 minutes to go in the first. 58 seconds remaining on the Olivia Morel penalty. Face-off will be the blocker side of Power. Puck is dropped. As that'll be cleared down the ice by Hillary Lalonde for Cape Breton. There's Dwaron behind her own net. Dwaron over to McIntyre. McIntyre up for MacArthur, over to Hallie Rose McLean. Here comes McLean, nice move in the center ice. Still has it, drops it off for Burris. Burris up top. She'll get the return pass across. Here's McIntyre down low. Here is MacArthur. MacArthur over to Burris. Burris shot will go off the blocker and behind the net. McIntyre finds it. Drops it off. MacArthur. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Is that what you play to the line for Dwaron? Dwaron. Over for McIntyre. Shot will go off the pad and rebound to the corner. As we're back to 5 apiece. Here's Dwaron. One-timer McLean will just go wide at the top of the circle. That's where she likes to shoot the puck on the power play. As they're still moving it around as if they're on the man advantage. Here's McIntyre down low. McIntyre up top. Dwaron will try and work it in deep. Picked off by Vickers as Selects get it back. Here's McLean. McLean as Lewan takes the loose puck. Plays it over to Gabriel. Gabriel gets by the defender. Still has the puck for Cape Breton. 4.5 to go in the first. That's going to be off a stick and out of play. Still 2-0 for the Selects here in game 2. Shots 8-6 in favor of the home side here in Pictou. Next weekend, this series will shift to member 2 for game 3, and if possible, or if necessary, I should say, game 4 will also be member 2, and then a 5th and deciding game of the series, if necessary, would be back here at Hector. As that will be played in the glove of Lydia Mason, getting her first start of the series. Puck dropped. As that will be played up the wall by Gritton off the face-off, waiting for the Selects inside their own zone. Here comes Morrow. Morrow looking to split the defenders, but can't get through them. As that will be trickled onto Powers' crease, and she'll easily cover that up. Clock still ticking up here in Hector. I have 4:08 on my clock, but let's see what they put it back to. As you can see, they kept the clock running for a little bit there. It says 3:08. Or 3:58, sorry. There you go, they'll go to 4:02, so I was 6 seconds off, I guess. Nobody's perfect here. I'm sure I made mistakes. I was calling the wrong goalie for the Selects for the first half of the period. As I'll put it up to 4:07 now, so a little closer to what I had. So ready to get going here. Martin will take the face-off against Angione, and that will be played to the line by the Selects and sent to the opposite corner. Chance for Cape Breton to clear. They're down 2-0 here in game 2. They're also down 1-0 in the series. That will be cleared off a player on the Lynx bench, and that will stop play with 3:56 remaining. Bit of a delayed start. The game was originally scheduled for 12:30, and then they pushed it back to 12. And the clocks went back or went forward or something, and it screwed everyone up, I think, including me. As here's Parach, that's going to be onside. Okay, and that'll be played into the zone. Played up the wall. It's going to be kept in by Morel. Centering pass will be intercepted by Boyle in front of the net. 3.5 to go. Here comes the Subway Selects. That'll be chipped into the zone by Richards. As there's a collision by the net. That'll free up the puck. Here's McDonald. McDonald, the blue line. Over to Burris. Burris' shot will be stopped in front off the stick of Vickers. Vickers getting lots of minutes for Cape Breton in the first period as Landry looking for the loose puck. As that will not get on her stick. Selects defend her once again. Outcome 3. Here's McCaddy. As McEachern has it. DD passes a shot from Gabriel. That will go wide of the net. As that will be kept in at the line by Gabriel. Rimmed around the wall. Here's Connolly. Connolly, that's going to be whistled down. Not sure why. It might have been offside or something. I don't know. A lot of confusion here and controversy. I'm telling you, the clock's going back or forward or whatever happened, they really threw everyone off. This is a shot from Brown that will go off the blocker. Crossbody save for the goaltender. There's a collision in the slot. Cape Breton wants a call. As there's a shot from distance that will be blocked in front on the way through. 2:15 to go in the first. Bodies flying on the ice. There's Gabriel. As Lynx are offside, so that will stop play. Shots 9-8 in favor of the Northern Selects. They're up by 2 goals here in game 2. Here's Andrews. Still working in deep. McIntyre back to retrieve for the Selects. McIntyre up the wall. She finds Vint. McIntyre gets it back behind her own net. 2 minutes to go now in the period. Pass it back looking for Rogan Vint, as that will be turned away by the defender. That was January McGinnis. She has the puck in the corner up the dump in. Here's McGinnis. Up for Landry. That will bounce off for her skate. DD pass is Dwan looking to make the play. As the top line back out there for the Selects. Triple M line, McCaddy, MacArthur, and McLean. Here's McIntyre. Another M on the ice right now. So if those units get together, it's 4M, so that's going to be whistled down as that hit a glove on the Lynx bench, I believe. 1:14 to go. Face-off will be right in front of us here in the broadcast booth/stands. They're right in front of the ice at the Hector. There's Vickers. Vickers nice move to get by the defender. That was McCaddy. Vickers still has it. Shot will be blocked. Good back check. As rebound came loose in the slot area. That'll bounce its way to the corner. We're inside the final 60 seconds rather, of the period. Here's McCaddy up for Boyle, pinching through. They'll be working in the zone. Vickers against McLean for the loose puck. There's a bit of contact along the wall. That'll be kept in by Gritton. Here's McLean down low, up to the slot. That will bounce off a stick. Brown will pass it up ahead. Here comes McCachran. McCachran loses the puck as McLean finds it. Here comes the Selects. McLean up for MacArthur all alone. Anna MacArthur shot the pass. Big stop by Power. DD pass kept in at the line. McCaddy will throw it towards the goal. Stick lift will clear the puck. Lynx get it back. As that'll be played to the corner with 5 seconds to go. They're looking to chew the rest of this clock. And that's exactly what will happen. So a late push there by Selects, but Power shuts the door. It's 2-0 after 20. You're watching High Button Sports coverage of the Maritime Major Girls Hockey League. We'll be back for the second period after the intermission. Welcome back to beautiful Pictou, Nova Scotia. Inside the Hector Arena, you're watching the Maritime Major Girls Hockey League Nova Scotia Championship Series. Game number 2 of this best of 5. The Selects have a 1-0 series lead and a 2-0 lead in this game. Shots were 9-8 in favor of the Selects after the first 20 minutes. As it was Ashton McCaddy and Anna MacArthur who scored for the Subway Selects, both assisted by Hallie Rose McLean. She continues her impressive start to the series and playoffs overall. She's up to 12 points in 7 games. Anna MacArthur up to 11 points now. Let the ice dry for a few moments here. There was a controversial no-goal call in that first period that went the opposite way the Lynx wanted it to go. They thought they scored, and referee made the call to disallow it. He was right there on the goal line, so we got a better view than us up here. I watched the replay in intermission. It was tough to see whether it crossed the line or not. As the Selects will start the period with their top line once again. McCaddy, MacArthur, and McLean. Lynx will oppose with the McNeil line with McEachran and Brown, looking to shut down this high-flying offense as we'll drop the puck for period number 2. Lynx have it as Vickers will send it in deep. Lydia Mason getting her first start of the playoffs as here comes a 2-on-1, might be a 3-on-1. Here's MacArthur. MacArthur looking for McLean, but well defended on the back check from Vickers. Another dangerous look for the Triple M line. Here comes Gabriel. Over to McEachran. McEachran's shot will go at the blocker of Mason. She punches that out to the corner. 30 seconds into the period. McEachran up top. Shot from the blue line will be stopped by Mason. Gets the rebound as well. And that will be our first whistle of the frame. 41 seconds in. Selects went 5-0 in the regular season against the Lynx, who finished 6th overall. Selects finished 3rd. Lynx upset the top-seeded Lindsay Surge in the first round, thanks in large part to Ellie Power, the goaltender. As there's a one-timer from the point off the face-off win that will go wide off the stick of Danny Ray McGinnis. There's a chance as Austin can pull the trigger in the slot from the top for Morrell. Blocked. Nice block by Morrow. There is Richards. Couple nice moves in her own zone to start the rush. Here's Sean Richards with it. Richards will take it wide on the entry. Has it behind the net. Poked off the puck. She was well defended behind the net. They're still looking to dig it loose. It's going to be kept in at the line. Chance towards the goal. But that will be stopped by Power and tight with the blocker. Here come the Lynx. Sent up through center ice. Here comes a breakaway, but offside at the line. Landry cannot stay on side according to the lines person. You can sense the frustration from the Cape Breton side of the crowd. As they'll drop the puck all the way down inside the Lynx zone. Let's go back and watch the replay on that one on YouTube. Look like a pretty close call from up here. Of course, you're going to hear the boos on this side of the crowd as we're on the Lynx side. Here's a shot from distance. I'll go off the shin pad. Comes free. Here's Burris. Burris towards the goal. It's going to be kept up by Power and she'll come up the rebound. Puck is dropped off the face-off. Sent towards the slot, picked off. Here comes Vickers. Jade Vickers will lead the rush in the middle of the ice. Still has the puck, looking to split the defenders, but she gets taken down. There's Connolly. Over to Burris. Selects get the puck right back, trying to clear. They will get it past the blue line. Layla Burris has it. Burris will take it wide on the entry. Will shoot one, but blocked on its way through by Gabriel. There's a tie up in the corner. 2-on-2 down low. Cremo digs it loose. Burris pinching in from the blue line. As Chisholm in behind the net. Lynx have it, chance to clear. Perutz will advance it. Here comes McEachern. Shot will go off the shin pad of McIntyre. There's McEachern for the Lynx. Has the puck. Shot will go through the screen. Kept out by Lydia Mason. And so here's McNeil down low. Played up the wall. Morel pinching in. Shot, a rebound! Blocked in front. As Dwarren prevents almost a sure goal there of blocking that shot in front. McNeil will play in the corner. McIntyre up the wall. And MacArthur top line back out there for the Northern Selects. Here's Morel, DD pass. Here's a shot from McGinnis. Will be blocked once again. Rebound off the M wall. Chance for the Selects to clear. Here comes McLean. As that will bounce its way onto the stick, and that's going to be offside. McLean can get back on side in time. .49 to go. Lynx have taken over the shot lead, 19-16, or 13-10 rather. Not sure what I was looking at. Here is Fife Francis McDonald. She'll put the brakes on and play it up the wall. Gets it back. McDonald up to the line. Oh, just missed the stick of Grinton. That'll be dumped in deep. As Richards falls down looking for the loose puck. Here comes Cape Breton with it. Vickers with the puck. Vickers looking to go end-to-end. Shot will go off a shin pad. Vickers gets the rebound. Vickers towards the blue line for Gabriel. Gabriel shot low will be tipped just wide. Gabriel and Vickers getting lots of minutes on the Lynx blue line. They weren't paired together yesterday, but they are today as Angione will try and work it in deep. Here's Austin. Austin towards the goal, and that's going to bounce in. Lynx pull within one off the funny bounce in front. Layla Austin with the last touch for Cape Breton as she was fired up heading back to the bench. Bit of an awkward bounce. Gets by Mason. And the lead is cut in half. So 2-1 is the score. Layla Austin with the last touch. Bounces its way past Mason. So we're approaching the 5-minute mark of the second. Here come the Lynx who have come to play in the second. Loose puck for Hutch looking for it, but Burris gets back in time to defend that. Very different second period here in terms of momentum. Here's Burris. She'll chip it ahead. As Gabriel back to retrieve it, she'll spin out the forecheck from Morrow. Here comes Raylan Gabriel with the puck up for Angione. Angione enters the zone on the right side. Shot will go off the pad as Lydia Mason makes the save. Here come the Selects the other way. McCaddy has it. Top line back out there. McCaddy's shot will be stopped by Power. And she'll freeze play. So the triple M line out there and McIntyre on the blue line as well. So 4 M's on the ice. Dwarren on the lone non-M on the ice for the Selects. Puck dropped. It'll be played behind the net. Here's Morel for the Lynx. Morel up the wall for Maddie McEachern. McEachern will play it back for Morel. Good breakout for Cape Breton. Here they come with numbers. Morel has it wide towards the middle. Picked off. Good defensive stick, but that will come free off a turnover. Dwarren back to retrieve it. We're 5 minutes into the second. Dwarren over to McIntyre on the D-to-D behind the net. McIntyre loses the puck. Good forecheck for Cape Breton. They've come to play here in the second period, looking to tie up the series and the game. Worked up ahead. Here comes Hallie Rose McLean. McLean can't get by Vickers. As pass will go off a stick, and that will go into the netting and out of play. 5.5 have gone in the second. Lynx just scored to make it 2-1. Shots now 15-11 in favor of them. Looking to tie the game and the series, as I just mentioned. McIntyre and Dwan will stay out there, but some new forwards for the Selects. Richards will take the face-off. As this Richards line looks to be the shutdown line against the Landry line for Cape Breton. Of course, line matching is a big factor in the playoffs. They've been able to shut down Landry so far with this line, but we'll have to see what happens. Here's a turnover behind the net. Trying to wrap it through. Landry has it. But she can't work it towards the goal. Comes free behind the net. Here's Dwaron. Dwaron will spin off a check. Comes free for Richards. Richards up the wall for McDonald. Back for Richards. Here's Sean Richards with the puck. Richards, good back check from Austin. That'll be a fourth dump in. Gabriel gets it. Played up the wall. As I don't think Gabriel or Vickers have left the ice here in the second. Here's a turnover shot. That's going to be kept out by Power in tight. As she had to look back to make sure she had it. But she did. It's still 2-1. Another face-off inside the Lynx zone. Puck dropped. Rimmed around the wall. Chance for Cape Breton to clear. It's going to be kept in at the line by Martin. Pass will go across the ice. Played to center. It's Perech looking to corral it. Here comes Cremo. Cremo finds Morel. Morel looking for Angione at the neutral zone. It's going to be off a stick. Here come the Selects the other way. Here's McLeod. Shot, rebound in front. Power makes the save. Keeping it 2-1. Here comes Angione. Up ahead for Cremo. Cremo shot off the pad. Rebound! Just bounces off the stick. As driving the net was Danny Ray McInnes. Chance the other way, but Vickers gets back to prevent a scoring chance. Things opening up here in the second. Chances on both sides. Here's McNeil. McNeil. Played up the walls, the top line back out there for the Selects, MacArthur, McCaddy, and McLean. Worked in deep. MacArthur on the forecheck. Vickers has the puck in her own zone. Vickers looking to go off the wall for Brown, off a stick. Puck is bouncing along the boards. MacArthur finds it. MacArthur in the corner. Looking to center it. It's going to be intercepted. Puck will bounce its way off the wall. Vickers looking to dig the puck loose. As McCaddy will play it to the boards. Vickers finds it over to Gabriel. Gabriel makes a move past McLean. Gabriel will chip it off the boards. So that will bounce its way onto the skate of McCackern, but she couldn't corral it cleanly. There's Burris. Advances the puck for Hallie. Rose McLean. McLean will go cross ice looking for McCaddy. That will go off her stick and off the glass. Sent in deep. There's Hallie Rose with the puck. The Selects captain on the backhand shot will be sticked away by Gabriel. Chance to the way. Here come the Lynx in transition. As both sides will go for a change. Gabriel's shot will go at the shin pad. Rebound is bouncing, sent towards the goal. Loose in front as that will bounce its way on the Select side, and that will be cleared down the ice. So will that be enough for icing? Looks like it won't be. Perfect dump by the Selects. Here come the Lynx. Nice move by Austin. Shot will be blocked. Rebound will be sent wide. Comes free for Vickers up top. Vickers will rim it back around the wall. Lewan looking for it. Lewan played back in deep. As Austin gets tangled up. As there's a collision in the corner. Puck will come free for the Selects. Looking to clear. Vint as Landry holds it in. Landry through the center of the ice will be intercepted. Here come the Selects. With it now is Dwaron. Dwaron's shot will go off the pad of Power into the corner. We're about halfway through regulation. It's 2-1 here in Hector. Austin finds a loose puck, and that will be played on net and covered up by Power. .10:48 remaining in the second. Shot 17-15 for Cape Breton. Scores 2-1 for the Northern Selects here in Pictou. Puck is dropped inside the Cape Breton zone. They'll look to clear. That will just be kept in by Gritton for a moment, but Lynx get it right away. Good back check will clear the puck by Martin. Here come the Selects looking to chip it ahead. Vickers back to retrieve it. Vickers makes a nice escape move past the forecheck. She'll go up the boards. That's going to be intercepted. Back to retrieve it is Danny Ray McGinnis. She'll throw it up the wall. It's going to bounce its way back into the zone. Chance to clear for Kate Breton, kept into the line by Martin. Lynx have it. Back up the wall for Brown. Brown will get past the defender. Nice spin move on the wall, but quickly intercepted and played in towards the Lynx zone as they're changing. Here's Vickers. Vickers plays the puck to her partner. Gabriel back to Vickers. Here comes Jade Vickers. Nice move through center. Still has it. Shot will bounce its way on that. Rebound is loose but cleared away. Another good look there for the Lynx, looking to tie the game. Here comes McLean the other way. Hallie Rose McLean has the puck. So taking him wide, gets defended in the boards. Here's Gabriel. Gabriel nearly loses the puck but advances it. Here comes Gabriel. Takes it wide over across to McNeil. McNeil's shot will go wide past the glove side. There's Burris. As we're past the halfway mark of regulation, that's going to be kept in at the line by the Lynx and sent back in deep. There's McLean. That will be sent down the ice, and that will be icing. A tired group of selects forced to stay out there in their D zone after the icing call. Lynx will send out Austin, Landry, Lawand, Morel, and McGinnis for this O-zone faceoff. They'll drop the puck to the glove side of Lydia Mason. It's 2-1 here in Hector. Game 2 has been a tight one so far. Puck dropped, one back to the line, kept in for a moment. Here's Ainsley Connolly. She'll go over to Burris from the D-to-D. Up ahead for Hallie Rose McLean. McLean looking to play it over for McCaddy. She'll get the red line and send it in deep. Selects can now change as they were just caught for an icing. Inside 9 minutes to go in the second. Lawan looking for the puck. She finds it. Lawan will take it wide on the right side. Shot will go past the pad and wide. Here comes McLeod. She'll try and advance the puck. Intercepted. As Austin will play in the opposite corner. Off the dump in. And Joan looking for the puck on the forward check as Selects get it. Played across the ice. That will be sent back in deep. Here's Lexi McIntyre with the puck on her stick. McIntyre will backpedal inside her own zone. Gets past the defender, will send it in deep. Looking for her own dump in is the Selects defender. That'll be a turnover. Selects having the O-zone, play to the line. That will bounce off the stick of Fife Francis McDonald out of the zone. Here's McDonald trying to advance the puck as that will get past Angione. Sent down the ice, and that will be an icing against the Lynx this time with 8:02 to go in the second period. You gotta love playoff hockey, folks. Big bounce back performance from the Lynx here in game 2. They're up 19-15 in the shots, but down a goal in the game. Martin will take the face-off for the Selects inside the offensive zone off the icing call. One back to the line, McIntyre to the half wall. Tipped on goal off the shot. That will not make its way on net. Rebound kept out by Power. Kate Breton has it. That will bounce its way to center. McIntyre back to retrieve the puck. McIntyre can't get by McCackern at center ice. Played back, here's Gabriel. Lynx can now change. Pass up ahead, will miss the stick. McIntyre gets it back. Up the walls, can be out of the reach of Vince, and that will be dumped back in deep by Kate Breton. Here's Dwaron. Dwaron up the boards. That'll be chipped up by Morrow. Here's McNeil. McNeil will take a hit from Morrow. As Dwaron gets it back, and forecheck will clear at the puck at the blue line. Sent up ahead, here comes Morrow. Morrow gets her stick lifted on the back check. Arm stays down. Here comes McCackern. Lynx have numbers, 3-on-2. McCackern will take it wide. Shot off the pad. Rebound looking for McNeil. McNeil backhander sent wide of the net. As they're looking to generate rebounds off the pad of Lydia Mason. As player taken down behind the net. Referees keeping the arms down in the second. Here comes MacArthur. MacArthur to McLean. McLean bounce will go skate to stick. Nice move. McLean will shoot one on. Kept out by Power. Nice poise and hands from Hallie Rose. In tight. She went skate to stick. Made the move wide and forced Power to make a nice save in tight. 6:40 to go 2-1 to score still here in Hector. Selects have a 1-0 series lead in this best of 5. The winner of this series will represent Nova Scotia at the Atlantics over in Eastern PEI later this month. Here's Vickers. Play up the wall for Lawand. Lawand back for Vickers. Vickers will play behind the net for Morel. Morel looking to advance the puck up the wall. 6.5 to go in the second period. Kept it at the line, sent towards the goal, sticked away by the defender in front. Puck will come free at the line. Shot from Breton off a stick. As Chisholm finds the puck on the opposite wall. Here's Allie Chisholm. She'll work it in deep. She'll take a bump, find the net from Vickers. Vickers goes over to Morel in the D-to-D pass. Morel through center. Skate to stick goes Layla Austin. She has the only goal for the Lynx tonight. Up for Landry. Landry shot will be blocked. Landry gets the rebound. She'll be working in deep for Austin. That will bounce over her stick. 6 minutes to go now in the frame. Play through center. Gritton. Up ahead finds Richards. Richards line back out there to defend the Landry line. Puck will come free. Here comes Gabriel. Gabriel will hold on the puck, looking to bump it wide for Landry, but that'll be out of her reach. Kept in for a moment, but that will eventually go off the skate and out of the zone. Here comes McLeod. McLeod will try and work it in deep. There's a shot will go wide. That's a nice spinorama move there to find the loose puck, but just sent it wide of the net. 5:20 to go. Puck at the blue line. That will make its way in deep. Loose puck collected by Cape Breton. Chipped off the boards. That'll be kept in the line by Richards. There's a pass to the line. Kept in by Martin. Martin will walk it and shoot one blocked. Rebound cleared away. As that went off a shin pad of the defender in front. Chance here. 2-on-1. Here's Cremo. Cremo over to Brown. Brown can't get a good shot off there. As Landry was the one who took that pass. Here comes McLeod. Shot from distance will go wide of the net. As McDonald pinching in, she keeps it free inside the zone as Vickers finds it. Vickers will clear it down the ice. Intercepted at center. That'll be cleared back down inside the Lynx zone. 4.5 to go in the second. It's 2-1 here in Hector. Lynx have a chance to clear. That will be sent down the ice. Foot race for the loose puck. And that will be icing as looks like Dwaron got there first. Cape Breton can't change. No changes on either side. Top line out there for the Selects. They just got on the ice. McLean, MacArthur, and McCaddy with McIntyre and Dwyer on the blue line. Puck is dropped. As that will be played to the wall, kept in by MacArthur. Here's Anna MacArthur on her backhand. Will try and work it towards the slot, but off a stick. Here's McNeil. McNeil up for Brown. Brown will chip it off the boards. As that will be played in deep, the Lynx can now change. Here's McIntyre. McIntyre up the boards. As that will be kept in by Morel. Morel down low for Brown. Here's Julia Brown on the corner. Towards the slot, that will go off a stick. Good defensive effort from McCaddy. Comes free behind the net. Here's Dwaron. Dwaron plays it over to McIntyre. Here is Lexi McIntyre. The Team Atlantic product will go back for Dwaron. Here comes Dwaron up ahead. Selects have it. There's a drop pass by McCaddy looking for McLean. That will be defended out of the zone. 3.5 to go. Here's a turnover. That will be chipped in deep by the Lynx as Mason will direct to the corner for Gritton. And Gritton will spin out the forecheck. DD pass finds Boyle. Boyle in the middle of the ice finds McCaddy up for Hallie Rose McLean. Here come the Selects. McLean and MacArthur. McLean holds onto it. McLean shot will be blocked. Rebound collected on the top of the circle and sent in deep by McLean. 3 minutes to go now in the period. Here come the Lynx. That will be attempted to be cleared. Kept in for a moment. Eventually gets out of the zone. Here's Gritton. Gritton can't get by Angione. Here comes Angione towards the goal. Shot will be off a stick and that will go out of play. Boyle gets the last touch on that one. What a period this has been, folks. 2-1 to score. 2:42 to go in the frame. Shots 20-17 in favor of Cape Breton, looking to tie the game and the series here on the road. Angione will take the draw inside the select zone. Looks like she'll line up against Richards. Puck dropped, one to the line. There's a shot from distance from McGinnis. Rebound will go wide in the opposite corner off the deflection. There's a hit at center ice. Two bodies flying there. Big collision. There's Cremo. Cremo will work away to the slot as there's a good stick lift that will prevent a scoring chance. There's Chisholm now. Up ahead, here comes Vint. Vint will work it wide. Vint will shot go at the pad. Rebound will be covered up by Power. And that will stop play. That rebound squirted loose, but referee already blew it down. About 2 minutes to go now in the second period. Select still up a goal late in the frame. Martin will take the face-off against McNeil. Puck dropped. Scrum draw, free on the wall. Here's Vickers. Vickers gets tangled up on the boards. Played down deep for Gabriel. Gabriel will rim it around the ball, looking for McEachran. McEachran back down low for Gabriel. Gabriel will try and work it through the center. That's going to go off the shin pad. Comes free of Selects, but quickly recollected. Here comes McEachran. Looking to spring Brown into the zone, but it's going to go past her stick. Here is Burris. Looking for Martin. Zali kept in. Good forecheck. Here's McEachran down low. 1.5 to go in the period. Here's McNeil. Brown has it. Looking to spin towards the goal. Covered up in front by Mason. And that will freeze play. Lawan, Austin, and Landry will head out there against the Triple M line for the Selects. Those top units out there to finish off this period. 1.5 to go in the frame. Puck is dropped. Comes free at the face-off as that will be defended by McIntyre. She lifts the stick in front of the net. McIntyre up ahead from MacArthur. There's a collision as that will be poked into the zone. Vickers gets there first against McLean. 2-on-2 down low. Selects are going to work it free in the offensive zone. There's a chance at the wraparound. Rebound up top. McIntyre fans on it. Rebound in front of the net. That'll be cleared away. Chance for Lynx to clear. Kept in the line by Dworon. Dworon will walk in and shoot one. That'll be blocked. Good block there from Layla Austin, the goal scorer. Here is Austin with the puck to the middle of the ice. Austin looking ahead for Landry. That will be out of her reach. There's a chance that will be off the shin pad as Boyle let one rip. Rebound sent over the net, and that will be kept in play. McEachran looking for it on the wall. 35 seconds to go in the second. Played in deep for Vickers. Vickers will get by the defenders. She'll get poked off the puck in front of her own net. Vickers gets pinned to the boards. Comes free from McCaddy. Shot will go over the net. Rebound collected. Here's McLean in front. That will be intercepted and turned over in front. Here is MacArthur's shot will go off the blocker. 12 seconds to go in the period. Clear to the wall. 8 seconds to go. Landry looking to move the puck down the ice. That'll be played to the line. That's going to do it for the second period. So it's a 1-goal game heading into the third. If I were you, I'd stay tuned for a great final period. Let's take a quick break before we do so. You're watching High Button Sports. Our coverage of the Maritime Major Girls Hockey League will continue after the break. Third period coming up. Welcome back inside the Hector Arena. We have a great finish in store. It's 2-1 heading into the third period. You're watching game number 2 of the Nova Scotia Finals in the Maritime Major Girls Hockey League. Lynx won yesterday 9-1, so they were up 1-0 in the series. Cape Breton looking to tie things up in the third to make it a 1-1 series. Only goal that came in the second was from Layla Austin. Funny deflection in front of the net, bounced past the pad of Lydia Mason, getting her first start of the playoffs. Well, over on the other side in the first period, McCaddy and MacArthur both scored off of passes from Hallie Rose McLean, who's up to 8 points in this series in just 5 periods played overall. She continues her outstanding career. It's International Women's Day today. Some great female hockey on display on High Button Sports, and it should be an even better third period. 1-goal game in the final 20 minutes of regulation. Might need more the way this game's going. Referees will huddle up at center ice. The triple M line will start the third period against McNeil, Brown, and McCaddy. As we're underway now, third period of play here in Game 2. The Nova Scotia Championship Series. The Maritime Major Girls Hockey League winner will move on to Atlantics and Eastern PEI. Here comes McIntyre with a burst of speed. Shot will go off as Shimplad. That's a very fast pace to start things off here in the third. Here's Gabriel. Gabriel and Vickers have been playing lots of minutes so far this afternoon with the Lynx on the blue line. That'll be dumped in. Here is Vickers with the puck. Vickers up ahead for McEachran. McEachran cross ice for Brown, as that will end up on the stick of McNeil. McNeil looking to advance the puck for Brown. That will miss her stick, and that will be dumped in the corner, and that will be an icing call. They'll drop the puck 200 feet the other way. Lynx can't change. 43 seconds into the third. They're talking about it at center ice. They might bring it back. Looks like they will drop the puck at center. Sorry if you saw my hand there. Shots are 21-20 for Cape Breton right now. Lydia Mason having a great performance in her first start of the playoffs. Puck dropped. That'll be one back. Dwaron over to McIntyre. Played up ahead. Here come the selects looking for Richards. That will bounce off the stick. Comes free for Morrow. Morrow looking to play it in deep. Morel will intercept it. Right up the wall. Lawan looking to spin off a check. Played back from Morel. Morel to McGinnis. Danny Ray McGinnis, the defense for the Lynx, will send it in deep. Vickers right back out there off the change. Here comes Lexi McIntyre. She's played this whole third period. She'll dump it in and peel off to the bench. Richards in on the fourth check, looking to create a turnover. Comes free. Here's Vent looking to poke it towards the goal. That will go wide. Picked up by Vickers. Sent up the wall. It's going to be kept in at the line by Boyle. Boyle will rim it around. Finds Allie Chisholm. Chisholm can't get it in deep, as Angione will chip it off the boards and down the ice. That one will go. Up the wall, here's Brooke McDonald. Up for Martin. Here's Mila Martin. She'll try and chip it in the zone. That will be a penalty behind the play. See what the call is here. Body contact, a signal will go against the Lynx. Maddie McEachran is a penalized player, so it will be a Slugs power play. They went 3 for 4 last night. And their top line in power play unit will head out there. Dwaron, McIntyre on the blue line, Burris, McLean, and MacArthur. This unit went 3 for 3 yesterday. Power play went 3 for 4 overall, as they did not see the ice for the last power play, as the game was out of hand at that point. Here's Dwaron over McLean at the top of the circle on her one-timer side. McLean will walk in and shoot one, and be blocked in front. Rebound cleared away. Chance for Lawan to clear, and she will get it down the ice. Selects will regroup in their own zone. Pass up ahead. There's MacArthur. Anna MacArthur will enter the zone on the near side. Will walk in and shoot one at the blocker. That will bounce its way into the net. Anna MacArthur has 2 goals. Makes it 3-1 on the power play. This unit stays perfect in the series. Unfortunate bounce off the blocker of Power. MacArthur cashes in. And once again, the Selects are up by a pair. Top line and top power play unit for the Selects continues to shine here in the Nova Scotia finals. Cremo will take the face-off against Brooke McDonald at center ice. It's 3-1 for the Selects. 2.5 minutes in to the third. There's Morel looking to respond for Cape Breton over to Parash. As Boyle gets the assist. Chance here. Here comes Richards. Richards will walk it and pass across, but all tangled up with McLeod looking to bang that one in deep. Here's Boyle. DD pass. Shot from distance will be blocked as Gritton let one go. It was Angione who got in front of that one. Here's Fife. Francis McDonald. Played up the wall for Gritton. Gritton over across for Lexi McIntyre. McIntyre's shot will go off a stick and in the corner. McIntyre having a great third period so far. And a great game and season overall. McIntyre pinches through, keeps it inside the zone. Puck is bouncing near the slot. That'll be picked up by the Lynx. McIntyre back to retrieve a neutral ice. Lexi McIntyre will play it over across. That'll bounce off the stick of Anna MacArthur. There's Vickers. Jade Vickers, the flashy defense, will dump it in deep. Back to retrieve it is Dworon. Oda McIntyre. Lexi McIntyre will skate the puck inside her own zone. Plays out across. Great feed to Spring, her teammate. That is Martin. Martin will work it in deep. Martin gets tangled up by Cremo down low. Battle ensues behind the net. Comes free for Fife. Francis McDonald. Played to the line. Here's McIntyre. Takes the shot. Goes over to Dworon. Dworon surveys the option. So rim it in down low. Comes free behind the net. Here's Morrow. Up top for McIntyre. That will bounce past her, sticking out of the zone. Lynx will peel off for a change. There's Dworon by her own net. 6 minutes in. Sorry. 4 minutes into the third period. That'll be iced down for a whistle. The time change really messed me up here in the booth. And I'll be honest, I don't know why they do the time changes. Like they spring it back and then spring it forward. Like why don't you just keep it the same? Anyway, puck is dropped. Here's Vickers. Plays it over to her partner. That's Morel. She'll whack it in deep. Comes free by that. Chance in front will just skim through the crease. Good look there for Cape Breton looking to get back in this game. They're down by a pair. They just gave up a power play goal. Here come the Selects. There's a shot that will be blocked as McIntyre joining the rush once again. She's been flying out there in the third. That's going to be cleared down. Hallie Rose McLean, the last player back, and that will be icing against the Lynx. We're about 5 minutes into the third period. Selects hold a 2-goal lead. Top line back out there for the Selects for this ozone draw. Here's a DD pass for Burris off the stick. Rebound came loose in front from McCaddy. Nearly whacked that one home. Here come the Lynx with it now. McNeil will circle back in her own zone. McNeil plays it over to Vickers. Jade Vickers. Nice move to get by MacArthur on the forward check. Here comes Vickers. Vickers will take it in wide and shoot one that will go off a stick and over the net. Rebound collected. Poked up the head by Connolly. As battle ensues near the blue line in front of the Selects bench. Here comes McLean. Hallie Rose McLean will drag, trying to get by the defender. Comes free. MacArthur rebound. Will just go wide. Good save from Power. A potential game saver there with a turnover. Gritton gets taken down with a body contact collision from Gabriel. Big hit at the near side circle inside the Lynx zone. 6 minutes have gone now in the third. Here comes Gabriel. Gabriel through center. Finds Angione. Angione up ahead. Here's Cremo. Cremo will lose the puck in the slot as that will be poked at near the blue line. Kept in for a moment. As McGinnis finds it and she'll work it in deep. Comes free along the wall. Adeline Sue's in the corner. Comes free in the opposite side. Gritton will work it up the boards for Brooke McDonald. That will be played through center. Bounces over the stick of Chisholm. Here's McGinnis. Up for Angione. 2-on-2 with Parush. Angione will take a shot and that will go wide past the blocker side. Puck in the corner. Selects have it. Here's McIntyre. Up ahead. Shot will be blocked as McDonald let one go. Here come the Lynx the other way. They have numbers. 3-on-2. Pass it ahead. Here comes Austin. Austin will keep it and shoot one. This goes over the net. Landry driving towards the cage. Rebound sent out the side of the net. Here's Austin in the corner. Ayla Austin up top for Morrell. Morrell back for Austin. She gets tangled up along the wall, and that's going to be a penalty on the play. Cross-check is a signal. Looks like it will go against the Selects, so it'll be a Lynx power play. McIntyre, a little too aggressive in front of the net. Takes a penalty. Lewan, Cremo, Landry, Gabriel, and Angione put out there for this player advantage. 12:44 to go in the third. Lynx down by 2 goals. Here's Gabriel, shot low, tipped, just goes over the net. Here's Angione, back down low, finds Gabriel. Landry has it on the half wall. Landry over cross, looking to get it towards the goal. It's going to be picked off by Richards as she continues her impressive penalty killing this series. She'll send it down the ice. Here comes Gabriel. Plays it over, finds Angione. Angione enters the zone on the far side. Drops it back for Gabriel. Gabriel has a lane to the net. She'll walk in and shoot one. That will go wide. Rebound sent off the side of the net. Puck down low. That's Cremo looking to work it back up top. Finds Gabriel. Gabriel at the blue line on the power play. With 1:09 to go in the player advantage. Here is Landry walking and shooting one over the net. Good look there from the Lynx captain. Here's Gabriel. Gabriel spins off the forechecker Richards. Still has the puck. Gabriel enters the zone to the middle. Here's Raylan Gabriel. That'll be played to the wall for McNeil. McNeil has it on the net. 48 seconds to go in the power play. That will come free and that will be cleared down the ice. 38 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Vickers behind their own net. Vickers will get by the defender. That's McCaddy. Vickers will shoot one that's going to go wide of the net. Might have hit a body on its way through, and that will be cleared down once again by the Selects. That's the play at his Power. She'll leave for McGinnis. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Last chance here for the Lynx. Here's Lewan. Lewan will take it wide. Lewan will play it in front. It's going to be sent down the ice off the turnover, and that will do it for the Lynx power play. Back to 5-on-5. Selects kill it off. Approaching the halfway mark of the third. Here's a pass down the ice. That will be nullified by the stick of Mason, and that will be touched up. Not sure why they blew that down, but they did. Puck dropped and neutral ice. DD pass, here's Gabriel, as that will be turned away. Gabriel sends it over. Here's Angione up for Cremo. Carmelo looking to burst through the defender, but can't get the angle. Well defended on their way to the net. Lynx have it down low. Battle ensues. It's going to be picked up and sent towards the line. Gabriel has it. Gabriel's shot will go high and over the net. Morel pinching in. She keeps it inside the zone. As that will be turned over and off a stick comes free for Gabriel at center ice. Gabriel will play it in deep. Selects have it. DD pass finds Burris. Burris up ahead looking for Fife, Francis, and McDonald. That will be deflected inside the Lynx zone. Rimmed up the wall. Here's Landry. Landry up ahead for Austin. Here comes Layla Austin looking to get by the defenders on the far side as that will be defended in the corner. 9.5 to go in the third. Hit will field the puck. Rimmed around the wall. It's going to be poked back in by McGinnis. Comes free behind the net. Austin looking to work it out of the corner. 2-on-2 down low. As Doron will try and advance the puck out of the Selects end as McIntyre finds it behind the net. Lexi McIntyre will lead the rush for the Northern Subway Selects. She has the puck on her stick at center. Shown to the zone on the near side. McIntyre through the middle of the ice as her pass will be intercepted. Morrow gets it back. Morrow behind the net. Played back to the line for McIntyre. McIntyre to the middle for McLean. One-timer just goes wide. Allie Rose McLean nearly made it 4-1. She has the puck on the blue line as that'll be poked out of the zone by Lawan. Here's MacArthur. Anna MacArthur will take it wide, looking to center it. In front there. Save, rebound, kept out. Another chance. Cleared off the goal line. Ellie Power makes the save in tight. As MacArthur and McCaddy were looking to make it 4-1. But it will remain a 2-goal lead for the Selects. Goal line stand for Cape Breton. McLean in for the face-off. Triple M outline there for the Selects once again. Puck dropped. Worked in deep. There's Gabriel. Gabriel will go up the wall looking for Landry. Picked off. Boyle pinching through. Keeps it inside the zone. Comes free. Here's McLean up for McCaddy. McCaddy's shot through the screen will go wide off a shin pad in front. Here's Gabriel up the wall. Finds Landry looking for Lawan. That will miss her stick. Here is Gritton. Gritton up for McLean. She'll dump it in deep as Vickers finds it. Vickers pass it crossing for McCacker. Now be out of her reach. And that will be icing against Cape Breton, so they can't change. Inside 8 minutes to go here in game 2. Selects with an early goal on the power play in the final frame. They made it 3-1. Shots 28-22 now for them. Lynx had the shot lead at the end of the second period, but Selects have had a hard push here in the third, looking to make it 2-0 in the series. Here's a shot from distance from Burris. That will go well wide. Kept it at the line. Lynx have it in their own zone. Gabriel collects it in the corner. Gabriel back for Vickers. Back for Gabriel. A tired group out there for Cape Breton, not the icing. Pass to the middle. That will be chipped down in deep. That will make its way to the crease of Mason. No icing. Here's Burris. Of 7.5 to go in the third. Burris looking to get the puck out of her own zone. Kept in by McNeil. Brown will play in the corner. Burris over to Connolly. Connolly will play it up the wall. Here come the Selects. Entering the zone. Shot will go wide off the stick as McDonald let that one go. That's Brooke McDonald. Played in deep. Here's Chisholm. Chisholm up the wall. It's going to be intercepted by Angione. Angione with a chance to clear. Fans on it. Comes free. Chisholm played back to the line. Here's McIntyre. Nice move to get by the defender. McIntyre will lose the puck as Austin takes it off of her stick. Here is Angione. Hocek will free up the puck for a moment. Gets it back. Nice move. Angione still has it. 3-on-2. Over to Brown. As that will be played off of her stick. Rebound came loose and they score! Lynx draw back within one. Another funny bounce in front. Looks like it's going to be Julia Brown's goal. And it's a 1-goal game here in Hector once again. 6.5 to go in the third. Buckle up here, folks. Big finish coming up here. 3-2 now. Both teams exchanging goals in the third. Julia Brown makes it 3-2. Puck dropped. One back is the top linebacker out there for the Selects. There's Dwan over to McIntyre. Lexi McIntyre will get the red line and play it in deep. It's going to bounce off the M wall. Comes free in the slot as Gabriel will clear it away. Gabriel trying to get by MacArthur on the forecheck. Played up ahead. Here comes McNeil with Paruch. McNeil will play it in deep. Bounces off the wall as McIntyre collects the cycle pass. Up from MacArthur. MacArthur finds Hallie Rose McLean. McLean can't get by the skate of the linesman. Here's Vickers. 6 minutes to go now in the third. Vickers nearly loses the puck, but she doesn't. DD pass. Here's McIntyre. Through center. Finds McLean. Hallie Rose McLean will play it in deep once again. The Selects looking to kill some clock here in the third. Here's McGinnis. Danny Ray McGinnis will fire it in deep. 5.5 to go in the third. It's a 1-goal game here in Hector. Puck comes loose for Vint. Vint through center finds Richards. Here comes Sean Richards. She'll take it wide. Richards will get poked off the puck. Chance the other way. Here comes Ava Landry. Landry will try and take it in wide. Landry will work it in the zone. I should have taken it up with Boyle. 2-on-2 down low. Richards and Boyle against Austin and Landry. Clock ticking down. We're inside the final 5 now. They're still trying to dig it loose. Here's Austin now. Austin to the line. That's going to be off the stick of Morel, and that will bounce out of the zone. Morel over to Gabriel on the D-to-D pass. Gabriel up through center. Finds Austin. Back for Gabriel. Gabriel will get to the red line and take it in deep. There's a high stick on Gabriel. No call on the play. That'll be cleared down the ice. Here's Olivia Morel with 4.5 to go. Over to Vickers. Here comes Vickers with a burst of speed. Will go wide on the near side. Vickers puts the brakes on, looking for a trailer. As that'll be intercepted. Here comes Burris. Burris through the center of the ice. Might have numbers here. Burris will work it in the corner. Burris up top. Finds Connolly's shot will be sticked away. As Vickers will advance the puck. Here comes Vickers. We'll get the red line and Sonnen on goal off the blocker. Lydia Mason. Rebound collected by Burris. Burris up ahead. Here comes Hallie Rose McLean. McLean with MacArthur. She'll drag and shoot one. That's going to be blocked in front. McLean nearly made it 4-2 late in the third. 3:40 to go. Here's Gabriel right back out there for Cape Breton. Gabriel up ahead. There's a chance for the Lynx. That will bounce its way wide of the net. Off the stick of McCachran. Selects have it in their own zone. 3.5 to go. Kept in for a moment by McNeil. That will bounce over the stick. And that will be icing against the Selects, so they can't change. It's coming down to the wire here in Pictou. 1-goal game late in the third. They'll drop the puck to the glove side of Lydia Mason, the Selects goaltender. 28-25 are the shots for the Selects. Face off, puck is dropped. Lynx have it, as that will be cleared out of the zone. As Morel pokes it free. Here comes Austin. Shot will be blocked. Rebounds there for Landry. Couldn't pull the trigger. Rebound sent wide. Great chance in the slot for Landry. Couldn't get that one on net. 3 minutes to go now here in the third. Puck in the corner. As the silence is now deafening here in Hector. Both sides are anxious to see the result of this game. Will the Lynx tie the series, or the Selects will make it 2-0 heading over to Cape Breton? Here comes Landry. Ava Landry takes it wide. Landry will try and work it towards a slot that's going to be poked free. 2.5 to go now. Here come the Selects. Richards has it. Here comes Richards. Gets poked off the puck. That will come free in the slot. Here's MacArthur. Nice move. Another nice move off the blocker of Valley Power. Showstopper there for the Lynx netminder. 2:18 to go. That'll come free behind the net inside the Lynx zone. Here's a wraparound chance. Rebound just goes wide. Another chance. Here's McCaddy. He's looking to send that one on net. McCaddy up for MacArthur. One-timer kept out. Rebound in the corner. Late press here from the Selects. Shot will be blocked. Rebounds there. Blocked again. Play to the line. Here's Connolly as Britton plays it in deep. Morel looking for the puck down low. That's going to come free for Austin. Play to the line, kept in by Boyle. Shot blocked, comes free in the slot. Here's MacArthur. MacArthur finds McIntyre. Here's Gritton. Gritton will try and cycle in deep, intercepted. Here come the Lynx, who are dead tired right now. Landry will get the line, try and chip it ahead. Puck will bounce the other way. Here's MacArthur. She'll work it in deep. 1.5 to go in the third. Here's Morel. Morel behind the net. Will go up the boards. Finds McCackern. McCackern looking to spring it through center for Austin. It's going to be intercepted by Boyle and cleared down the ice. 1:15 to go. Chance for Morel to clear. Kept in at the line by Morrow. Lynx could use a whistle here as we're approaching the final 60 seconds of the third. Here comes Vickers with a minute to go. Vickers takes it wide. Lynx down a goal. Power will stay in the crease for now as they're sending her to the bench for the extra attacker. It's 6-on-5. That'll be cleared down the ice. Gets by the stick of Gabriel. 45 seconds to go. It's now or never for Cape Breton. Here's Gabriel up ahead. That will find the stick of McNeil. McNeil has it in the center ice. McNeil will flyer it down. 30 seconds to go. Here's McIntyre. McIntyre will put the brakes on behind her own net. Play it up the wall. It's going to be kept in. Played up to the boards. Angione holds the line. Angione up for McInnes. McInnes' shot will make its way through, but wide of the net. 20 seconds to go. There's a dust up in the corner. That'll be whistled down with 13.4 on the clock. Face-off will be inside the select zone. We might see a timeout here on the Cape Breton side, and there's a signal from head coach Robin LeBlanc. So we'll take a quick pause here. What a game this has been so far, coming down to the wire here in Game 2. Both teams exchanging goals here in the third. MacArthur has 2 goals. McCaddy has a single, 2 assists for Hallie Rose McLean. Layla Austin opened the scoring for Cape Breton. And then Julia Brown has the other goal. Big finish in store here. So we're ready to go. Timeout is over. Net is empty for Cape Breton. 6-on-5. Trying to tie up the series and the game. Austin, McNeil, Landry, Vickers, Gabriel, and McInnes out there. Oh, MacArthur, McLean, and McCaddy out there with Dwaron and McIntyre. That's going to be one back. Puck comes free. 7 seconds to go. Play to the line. There's a shot blocked by MacArthur, and that will go out of play with 3 seconds to go. Huge block from Anna MacArthur. This could be the game here off this face-off. If McLean wins it back, that will most likely end things. McNeil will take the draw against Hallie Rose. Lynx putting bodies in the slot, looking to get a late shot off, as they might add time to the clock. Gives the both sides a chance to catch their breath. So it will remain 3 seconds on the clock. Puck is dropped. One back, as that's going to be cleared down the ice. And the Selects will hold on. They'll take a 2-0 series lead over to Cape Breton with a chance to win it all in game number 3. Lydia Mason makes 24 saves for the win. Great finish over here in Hector. Thank you so much for watching. This has been High Button Sports production of the Maritime Major Girls Hockey League. Game 2 goes to Selects. They're up 2-0 now in the series, as the series will shift over to Cape Breton next weekend. We'll see you there. But for now, we'll say sayonara from the Hector Arena in Pictou. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. We will see you next weekend. Remember to.